So to avoid stating the same stuff I already have over and over again, I'm just going to be updating my previous list from season 4.5. I'm going to link that video in the description if you would like a full in-depth analysis for all the supports back in season 4.5. But I will still give a little overview of what I had in that previous season. But without further ado, let's start. To start, what I consider in each tier. Tier F is not playable. D is can be played, but you better be the GOAT. C is similar to D, but more viable. B is a decent choice and a viable option in most comps, but other options are just better. A tier is your strong supports that can fit into almost every comp and are typically used by most players. And finally, S tier are the strongest supports in the game where when you don't have one of those on your team, the game becomes much harder. The previous season, I had no one in tiers F, D, or C, and that will remain the same as all the supports are good in their right hands. But now, tier B. Last time I had Loki, Adam, and Ultron in this tier, and I'm gonna keep them in this tier again. They are all still like decent choices, but the others are just much better. Ultron stayed the same, but might get used more as Gambit works really well in a 3 support comp, but his kit is still lacking whenever it's a 2 support comp. Adam and Loki both did receive buffs, Adam to his speed when his ghost form and Loki to heal more, but they just still get outclassed by the other supports on this list. The same problems that I listed in the other video with Loki's reload and Adam's cooldown on his heals still exist and really prevent me from putting them any higher on this list. Still, not shitting on them, they're all still good supports this season. Last season I had Cloak and Dagger, Jeff, and Mantis in A tier. None of these characters really received a buff or nerf this season. I know Cloak got a health boost that'll help her survive when she gets dived more, but that really doesn't project her forward into the next tier. Not much to say on that outside of them all being strong choices as healers this season. Cloak will always be Cloak. Mantis could be higher if it wasn't for her slow healing, but her damage capabilities help her stay in A tier. Jeff is an easy to play healer with great damage and healing all around, but with an ult that isn't always suited for every situation. At last, they are still great and deserve to be in A tier, but a new character that joins this tier is one of the new characters, Gambit. Guys, he is so much fun right now, and he is a breath of fresh air. And I could make a video just talking about how much I like him, but we must stay focused. We don't want Rogue getting jealous of us, but he has good healing in his primary and his heart cards. He also has great DPS capabilities with his dash and spade cards, but also with the ability to fight dive characters on his own with almost decent stakes, like the exact same. The DPS should win, but you can outmaneuver them and win the 1v1. His ult is very good, and it's not just a heal ult. It's more of an offensive ult like Rocket, which I like. The only thing that stops me from putting them higher than A is the cards have a really long cooldown, which I think is fair for how good they are. And B, the other healers on the list have gotten some buffs and they are a lot stronger. And C, he's kind of new to the game, so in my opinion, I could move him up or down within the next few days, few weeks. But right now, I'm gonna comfortably put him in A tier, maybe even like an A plus right now. Now, finally, last season in Tier S, I had Luna, Invis, and Rocket for obvious reasons. But this season is a little bit different. I didn't say this at the start, but I feel like there needs to be distinction between some of these healers now. That being Luna is S tier, and Invis and Rocket are almost like an S minus or S plus now. Like Rocket and Invis are the two best healers in the game right now. They both got buffs, with those being Invis having more damage and extra range with her abilities, and one of the big main things with her kit now, she can shield herself, which makes it that much easier to play her against dive and just heal yourself. Invis is also literally one of, if not the best healer right now. Now, Rocket, his cooldown on his res was decreased and they increased the speed on his gun, making him more accurate of a damage dealer. He's much more dangerous to doing damage against dive and just everyone now. But apart from that distinction of Rocket and Invis being better than Luna, they are still the three best supports in the game right now. Excluding maybe Gambit, depending on how he could rise into this tier as I and the community plays him more. But that's my Season 5 tier list for the supports, including the buffs and nerfs. and the addition of Gambit. Until next time, bye.